Hi, I'm Tyler, your Tarsus brand manager, and I'm here with you today to go over our new no drill plate that we have come up with for our Tarsus brake. What this product allows you to do is, instead of having to drill holes through your floor on the passenger side, you can just mount it to this plate directly. This will also save you shop time by allowing you to not have to look for obstructions such as hydraulics and wiring on the other side of the firewall. And when you go to transfer this to a new vehicle, you'll just have to rebend and order some new arms. Now let's get into what you should expect to receive with your no drill plate. Now to get into the main portion of it, we have your plate here, which is where your brake pedal assembly mounts to. You have your slots up here for the brake pedal assembly, and then 3 here for your arms that come with it. You'll see that we have 2 different lengths here, and there's 2 of each in each bag. The longer bag is going to mount to your OEM seat bolts that we're going to have to take out of your vehicle, and then these longer arms are in case you have any deep bends or maybe not enough reach. You can mount them to the long arm and then to the plate. And this is the bag that has all the fasteners that you should possibly need to do this installation. You'll get this piece of paper in your box as well. It has a QR code on here. This will take you to our install support page on our website. From there you can download, review, or print off the manual if you find that this instructional video is not sufficient enough. So moving on to the installation, for your demonstration we're going to be putting this into a Scion TC today. Some of the tools that you're going to need to provide are a ratchet set, an Allen key set, a vice grip, and a rubber mallet. The reason for the rubber mallet and not a regular hammer is you're not going to want to beat the powder coating off the arms should you need it to bend the arms to the appropriate position. So for the first step, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to measure out how long our arms need to be for this install. So we'll start by taking the OEM bolts out of our seat and taking the long arm first and seeing how we're going to have to bend it. Now, while we're doing this, we're also going to measure up the short arms, but knowing we're going to need the long arms, we might as well start there. So now that we know where we have the plate and where we're going to want to mount it, let's take our long arms, look at our floor, and see where we're going to need the bends. So to do this, just quickly slide it underneath and see how much travel you're going to have. With my floor here, I have a slight downgrade, so I'm going to need a slight bend right about here. And up against the firewall, I'm going to need a bigger bend about here. Give yourself a little wiggle room to make sure that these slots line up with one of these slots for mounting. So as part of this install and measurement, what we're going to do is we're going to take your brake pedal assembly and roughly put it on the plate up against the firewall where we want it. The reason you're going to do this is you're going to have to check underneath the dash to make sure there's no wiring or other obstructions when they go to push the pedal. As you may have noticed in this vehicle, on the door side of the passenger side of the vehicle, there's a steep angle near the footwell that we're going to have to account for. Now in your install, there's 2 ways to do this. For this install, we're lucky enough that the angle isn't too deep and we can just bend the arm on the end to make it fit. In other installs, you may have to cut the arm short on one of the slots. Now, if you cut the arm short on one of the slots, do not mount the shorter arm to half a slot. Go down to whatever the last full slot was and proceed with your install from there. We're going to put it in a vise and just pull it until we get the bend we want. It is better to be too short than too large, and double check your work. So here I went a little too short, so I'll have to bend it a little bit more. And there we go. That's about the angle of my floor. So let's go ahead and do the other side. Now you'll notice right away, we have a bigger bend in this one for up in the footwell. Now that we have the arms bent, what we need to do is install the entire no drill assembly. Before putting anything in the vehicle, what I like to do is take the brake pedal assembly and take your button screws and bolt it to the plate. This is a lot easier to do outside of the car as opposed to inside of the car. So now that we have our brake pedal assembly bolted down to our plate, now we need to take our arms, come underneath the plate and through the arm with your carriage screw, and line these slots up with the slots on the arm where you bent it. Now that we have the entire no drill assembly set up with the brake on it, the only step we have left is to take your OEM seat bolts and bolt it back into the seat rail. Now that we have the no drill completely installed into this vehicle, you can head over to our other video if you need to finish the installation of the brake itself. And if you ever need any help or support, feel free to give us a call at 1-506-799-5071 or email us at tyler@tarsussystems.com.